So we want to make sure that you're not here till midnight, and quite frankly, I'm not here till midnight. Hope everything is going good so far, and I hope you're enjoying your evening. It seems like it from the chatter right here, and that's great. We want to hear that. At this point, I do want to recognize some key people. When your name is called, please stand. If you're a group, stand. First one is, and I know this one isn't going to stand because he's only be here tonight, it's Dr. Peter Rutherford and his wife Karen. Dr. Rutherford, as most of you know, is the CEO of Confluence Health, and he is unable to be here tonight, but we will hear from him a little bit later. Abel Noah, Foundation VP, Executive Trustee, and his wife Wanda. Abel, stand up. The Game Committee, which is comprised of Foundation Board of Trustee members and Confluence staff, will you please stand? Karen, thank you very much. Foundation staff, Karen, Megan, Adele. Thank you. The Foundation Board of Trustees. Thank you. Confluence Health Board. Health Alliance, Dr. Rick Horrigan. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you're a table sponsor. My apologies, but you can stand because you are awesome. He is awesome. We also want to recognize our sponsors for the evening. Without their support, this event would not be possible. Title sponsor is our Armada Corporation, Tim Carson and Al Booker. Thank you very much. The premier sponsor is Wenatchee Valley Medical Group, Dr. Mitch Garrison. I saw Mitch. The corporate sponsor, Moss Adams, Mary Wright. Thank you, Mary. All of Moss Adams, there are several of them here tonight. We want to give a big round of applause for all of those sponsors, and thank you so much. We didn't acknowledge our generous table sponsors. And you know what? I'm just going to start with Rick because I messed up. Because Rick, you were totally awesome, and thank you so much. So Rick Horgan, please stand and be recognized. And all these table, thank him for sponsoring them. Peggy Ann and Charles Amstutz. I don't think that they're here tonight, but you might be sitting at their table, so when you see them, please say thank you. Don Brawley. Don, thank you. He's a Foundation Board of Trustees and his wife, Bonnie. Cashmere Valley Bank, Sue Osborne. She is also a Foundation Board of Trustees. Thank you, Sue. Dr. Ed Farah, Foundation Board of Trustees. Nancy Shettenhelm, Foundation Board of Trustees, and her husband, Bill. 17. Alice Meyer, Foundation Board of Trustee President, and my husband, Tim. Jim Wade. And Wenatchee Valley College Foundation. All of our table sponsors, we are so appreciative of your support. Now we want to welcome our past recipients of the AC Well Awards that are here tonight with us. When I read your name, please stand or give us a wave. Let us know that you're here, and we appreciate you for all that you do, not today, but in the past as well. Thank you. In 1999, we had Dr. Deal and his wife Anna. side in Korean Bautista. Sorry about that. 2010, Wenatchee Valley Medical Group. 2011, Mark Heminger. Thanks, Mark. 2012, Jack Evans. I saw Jack earlier. Yeah. 2015, Dr. Ed Farah. That's an awesome night. And 2016, Jim Wade. At this time, I told you earlier that Dr. Rutherford was not able to be here tonight, but he does have a special message that he would like to send to the Wenatchee Valley Sports Bar Association.
I want to start by thanking you all for taking time out of your busy days and nights to come tonight to the 27th Annual Confluence Health Foundation Gala Dinner. This has been a very nice event for this community, and I am very sorry that I am not there. Like last year, I am on a national committee, which has an amazing ability to organize their meetings, which I don't get to pick the schedule for at the exact same time as the gala, so I will be flying home as you're enjoying your dinner from Washington, D.C. I want to start by first recognizing and thanking the foundation for their support of Confluence Health. As we look back at healthcare over the last several decades, the complexity of the care, the types of care, the amount of the care have all increased as far as how much we want to be able to provide to residents of North Central Washington. As we all know, the financial challenges are immense, that revenues are relatively flat, but expenses continue to increase. There are expenses for capital equipment items that need to be replaced, capital equipment items that need to be purchased in order to begin to provide new services. And it has been through the support of the foundation that we've been able to do some of those things for this organization, which in turn helps all of the residents of North Central Washington. In that spirit, I think we should be recognizing tonight the Wenatchee Valley Street Brothers, a group that formed back in 1975, and for the last 15 or so years has been helping with healthcare, health education in North Central Washington. While the club was initially set up around a fun idea of let's build street rods, let's share them, let's show them, and let's enjoy them, they also had a serious purpose. They decided they wanted to raise funds to help health and well-being here in North Central Washington. So over that time frame, they have done things such as purchase mannequins to help with CPR education. They've helped with the purchase of a mammogram machine, and most recently have been providing scholarships to employees of Central Washington Hospital and now Confluence Health each year for our employees to further their medical education. In total, I believe now about 44 scholarships have been awarded to employees to help them with their education. This is stuff that is really important in any community. So I hope you enjoy this dinner tonight, and I hope that you do take time to thank the Wenatchee Valley Street Rods for their commitment to this community and to Confluence Health. Thanks very much.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Lynn Brindberg, retired foundation staff member who worked closely with the Street Rod members. Lynn?
Good evening. Tonight I want to tell you a story. It's the story of the Wenatchee Valley Street Rod Club, and it has a very serious moral. Never underestimate the power of fun. The The club, as you've heard, was founded in '75, and it drew members with an abiding love for street rods, old cars, updated with new, powerful engines, and modernized interiors. And for over 40 years, they've turned that passion into more than $200,000 in scholarships and medical equipment for our valley. Sam Prophet, one of the initial organizers of the club, along with Jack Snyder and Spike Helmer, recently recounted the group's history with two other members, Marlon Manoy and Don Brawley. Our goal was to have fun, first and foremost, Sam said. After 13 years as a hospital guild and nearly 40 years as a fundraising club, the Wenatchee Valley Street Rods are getting some formal thanks here tonight as recipients of the 2018 Spirit of AC Wells Award. All the proceeds from the gala will be used to build the Street Rod Scholarship Fund. The goal is to build a large enough fund that the interest can continue to provide 3 $1,000 scholarships a year forever. But fundraising wasn't what founders were thinking when they started the club. The goal then was simple: raise enough money to put on a decent car show in the Wenatchee Valley. Often chambers of commerce would put on a car show to attract people to their town, but in the 1970s it was car clubs that did that to get people interested in the sport. As Sam said, in the 50s, souped-up cars had a reckless, bad boy reputation. Car clubs were created to improve the image of the street rods and encourage careful, skillful driving on public highways. But there was the fun factor, and the Wenatchee Valley Street Rods wanted to bring cool cars to the community while showing off their own. First, though, they had to create a show that other street rodders would want to enter. That meant fencing, porta potties, t-shirts, advertising, door prizes, fancy trophies, dance bands, and plenty of food. So for the first 2 years, club members became weekend lumberjacks, cutting down old orchards and selling the firewood. They take the kids in a picnic lunch and spend all day cutting wood. They needed about $500 to get started, and at $30 a cord, that was a lot of firewood back then. By 1977, they'd raised enough to put on their first 3-day show at the fairgrounds in Cashmere. They had about 70 entries. Members Ken Klingensmith and Grant Neswissel barbecued huge barrels of beef for the dinner. Family members, especially the females, were enlisted to cook big breakfasts and desserts. Marlon remembers that his wife, his mother, and his neighbor made pans and pans of apple crisp, and everybody liked that apple crisp. Club members created their own handmade trophies back in those days. One that's fondly remembered is the Hard Luck Trophy. It featured a small wooden outhouse with a dangling door, a toilet paper roll that had fallen outside, just out of the reach of the dejected man inside. With hundreds of visitors paying $5 a head to come and Google the cars, it didn't take long for the show to outgrow the fairgrounds and a move to a new, more popular venue, Confluence State Park. As the years went by, entries for the Apple Run grew to a peak of 385, with fancy street rods from Canada, California, Montana, and most Northwest states. By then, running the show was a huge amount of work and the club's primary function. The only other focus was what to do with all the money that they were raising. Snyder, one of the founders, suggested starting a scholarship fund through the Community Foundation for individuals pursuing automotive degrees. This was later expanded to include nursing degrees. They established one $1,500 scholarship per year for perpetuity. Then club members went looking for another worthy recipient, and in 2000, they found an eager partner in the Hospital Foundation, which had just begun its Nurses for Tomorrow campaign to expand and improve nursing and med tech programs at Wenatchee Valley College. That's when I first met the Street Rod Club members. Our foundation bookkeeper, Nina Hackworth, and I teamed up to help the club with many aspects of the show. Nina's here tonight too. Wave your hand, Nina. Together, we assisted with invitations, registration, correspondence, financials, bulk mailings, and we recruited volunteers for the 3-day show from the hospital staff. It became a fun event for those employees too, because they got a chance to see the cars while they volunteered at the entry gates and selling tickets and helping with parking. In the first 2 years, the club supported Nurses for Tomorrow, buying the CPR mannequins and helping with the mammogram machine. After that, the club established a scholarship fund, awarding 3 $1,000 scholarships per year for hospital employees who wanted to further their education. All in all, the club raised nearly $140,000 for the foundation. It's interesting to note that some of those first scholarship recipients are still employed at Central and in supervisory positions in the lab and radiology. Another employee who received scholarship funds recently achieved her RN degree. Confirmation that scholarship dollars are a good investment. Well, the annual car show came to an end in 2013 when the state started requiring $10 parking passes at Confluence State Park. The club couldn't get a waiver, and they didn't think the public would pay for parking and admission, and there wasn't another venue big enough. But truth be told, after nearly 40 years, the work had become a bit much for that core group of about 20 members. It truly was a big undertaking. As soon as one car show was wrapped up, club members began working on the next year. Today, the Wenatchee Valley Street Rods is primarily a social club with fewer than a dozen members. Most are old-timers whose nostalgia for the good times is tempered with relief that they don't have to organize another car show. But they concluded, we met a lot of nice people from all over the Northwest, and we had fun. It wasn't all work, and we gave out a lot of money for having fun. Club members are hoping that tonight's Gala proceeds will fill their coffers so they can perpetuate their legacy and continue to fund scholarships for many years. Thank you, Wenatchee Valley Street Rods, for what you've done for our community. Let's give them a big round of applause.
That was great, Lynn. Thank you. Now we'd like to invite all the Street Rod members, past and present, up to the stage, along with Confluence Health Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Stu Freed. So y'all come up. Ricky, say your guys up. Abel says that the spouses are more important than the men. Come on up, spouses. I agree with that.
Some pretty good looking cars out there. Who owns the Mustang? Yeah, that's nice. You know, you guys could have just had fun, but I think it's when passion and purpose come together, that's pretty magic. And I think that's evident of the contribution you made and the difference you made in the community. I really appreciate it. So this plaque says, Confluence Health Foundation awards the Wenatchee Valley Street Rods the 2018 Spirit of AC Wells Award in recognition of significant service to the cause of philanthropy, outstanding leadership, and civic and community-related activities, and your work to enhance Confluence Health's ability to provide superior health care close to home. And really, we couldn't do this without folks like you. Really, thank you very much. So.
Okay, Wenatchee Valley Street Rod members, this is your best and final offer to say your piece.
Alrighty, so I'm the gal that they accepted into the club in 2005, 2006, and I sent in my membership to the National Street Rod Association, and there was an article about the Wenatchee Valley Street Rods in that very first magazine. And it said that this particular club was exceptional because every single member belonged to the National Street Rod Association. And it had Marlon's telephone number in it. And I was looking to go with the group because cars, you know, that's that thing that you say when you've got tires and something else, you're going to have trouble. Okay, so when you're traveling, you want to travel with the group. And so I got a hold of Marlon, and he very graciously let me come to a meeting, and wouldn't you know it, I showed up, and here's Grant Nesvicil, and he looks me over because we had been snowmobiling many years before, and he knew me. And they still let me in. So some time passed, and then I expressed an interest in being secretary, and the guys were thrilled to death. Oh man, we got rid of that job, she's gonna do it. And so it was my joy to be the secretary during my stay with the club, and it was a good time. We met a tremendous number of people, and they come to the car shows, and it's Old Home Week, and they're so pleased to come, and they love the Apples, and they love Marlon, they love Don, all the people that we talked to each time that they would come to Confluence State Park. It was it's family reunion time. It's a group of people that it makes a difference, and I'll tell you why. I was going up McNeil Canyon Road, and my insulation failed, and I have front end. My car was in one of those pictures. There was a little silver rascal with the blue flames. Anyway, but it had an overheating problem, and I just flat burned up the little gizmo that keeps the air under, and I was down on the scrub line, and they rescued me, put it back together, and we finally got to Waterville and had dinner. And that's why you ride with the group, because the guys know. They know how to put the cars together, they want them to be safe, and they want everyone to be together. It's a group, it's safety, and it is time and time again. In the National Street Rod Association, there's an outfit called the Goodfellows. And your name is in there, and any person that belongs to the National Street Rod Association, they have this book, and they can travel, and they will call. I've got a problem, and when you are a member, you get help. So not only did we help this community, but it's a club that takes care of its own, and it's a special feeling, and I'm very, very pleased that that they would allow me to be in this club.
Well, as the designated spokesman here, a lot of the things that I was going to address have already been mentioned by Lynn, but I would like to say that our partnership with Confluence Health Foundation has been a tremendous thing. As you can see from the slideshow, we received a tremendous amount of support from not only the Confluence Foundation staff, but from the employees of the hospital and the health group. And it really helped a lot in us continuing on longer than it probably would have been able for us to do alone. So, as you know, the success of any health organization lies in the core of its service providers. So it fits in with our mission to help with education. And when Abel suggested that we set up a grant fund for hospital employees, that was really a key thing that we were looking for, because we'd always been kind of fishing around for what we felt were worthwhile projects to invest our donations in. So it's been very gratifying for myself personally, as well as I think most of the club members, to see that our efforts have gone to benefit health system employees who are seeking to advance themselves and better their education and provide better service to the patients. And it's also, we're all very thankful for your support coming out tonight to honor this group of people and to perpetuate and extend our ability to provide those benefits to Confluence Health employees. We have been preceded by, I can't remember the number that was quoted tonight, but a number of honorees who have been recognized for the AZ Wells, Spirit of AZ Wells Award. And we're very thankful and humbly honored to be recognized as Wenatchee Valley Spirit Rods and to include our membership as part of that foregoing group. So with that, I have little else to say unless somebody else would like to contribute. You see what I'm dealing with up here? One more thing. It's kind of a special night. We'd like to announce the fact that our founding member has a birthday today, is 69 years old, Sam Prada. And I understand that Alice has agreed to lead us in our celebration of his birthday.
Okay, Sam, this is for Sam, everybody. Happy birthday, ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sam. Happy birthday to you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having the foresight to include Confluence Health Foundation and scholarship recipients for the staff at Confluence Health. Thank you. Thank you again. You're very welcome. At this time, I want to introduce Ms. Susan Osborne, Foundation Trustees Vice President. She's going to just elaborate. I'm not sure how she's going to follow this up, but she's good.
Wow, what a group. Fantastic group. What was really exciting was over on this edge, did you see those young people? So this group is going to continue. Way to go, you guys. I'm a mechanic's daughter. I grew up fixing my own cars, so that was pretty neat. Those cars outside, those are really cool. Can we drive? As Alice mentioned earlier, the funds raised this evening will benefit the Confluence Health Foundation's Wenatchee Valley Street Rod Scholarship Fund. This scholarship was established in 2005 and has awarded 44 $1,000 scholarships to the Confluence Health employees towards degrees or certifications related to positions in healthcare. It enhanced their current position and their advancement potential. Currently, the fund will continue about another 10 years. Tonight, we are wanting to extend this legacy of the Wenatchee Valley Street Rod started so many years ago. We want this to go on several more decades. You have an opportunity to be a part of what they created. With that, I would like to introduce A.Z. Wells Award recipient 2011, past Confluence Health Board Chair, local businessman and community volunteer, Mark Hemner, to lead us in our evening to a raise and paddle fundraiser. Mark. Nice to see you again. Hi.
Happy birthday, Sam. Sam and I were in the same high school class, and he probably remembers like I do. I can fix my 65 Mustang with 2 screwdrivers and a pair of pliers. Well, not today. Can't be done today. So, anyway, let me just make a couple of very, very brief remarks. I'll start by saying that other than my rather amazing wife and our family, 2 things have always been important in my life. One of them is healthcare, and the other is education. For many years on hospital and Confluence boards, I got to see the business and the financial end of things, and look at the issues that we face and how to make things work. Now as a more frequent flyer due to age in the medical side of Confluence, and I see the dedication and a high degree of education that the people I come into contact with have. They truly care about their work. They do a great job. They keep their patients informed of what's happening, what they're doing. And the medical treatment that we receive in this valley is really identity. This is, Confluence is truly a community treasure that we need to keep and an asset that needs to be cared for forever. The Wenatchee Valley Street Rods also has 2 passions. They're a social club with a love for street rods, and they also realize the need for a strong healthcare system. To that end, the street rods have contributed, as you heard, in excess of $200,000 for medical equipment and scholarships to the local medical community. That's amazing. They have a large enough personal permanent fund that they want to make bigger. And so what we're going to ask people to do tonight, since this is really a very attainable goal and a very worthy goal, we'd like to give back something to the street rods and something that they've done to give it to Confluence and to the medical community in this area. So we are asking if you would consider a monetary gift, if you are so inclined, and help the street rods increase their permanent funds so they can, as people said, give those $3,000 scholarships per year forever. So everybody has a card that has a number on it. If you would like, please, when we come up with a number that you think you might be able to support, if you would raise your card. And there are people that are spotters. Okay, are there spotters out there? Okay, there are some spotters. Make sure somebody recognizes you, so don't just put your card up and then right back down, put it up until somebody, you make eye contact with somebody or something like that. So thank you very much for your support. Let's start off. Is there anybody out there that would be interested in giving a $3,000 gift?
More.
a $1,500 gift. Oh, yeah, okay. 183. Okay, see, what did I just do? 1,250? Anybody for a $1,250 gift? Anybody for a $1,000 gift? 179, 136, 107, 204, 121. Thank you. 750. Anybody at $750? 500. 102, 127, 202, 187, 143, 139, 191. Okay, 400, 300, 140, 166, 200, 190, 163, 135, 133, 161, $100 gift, oh, 212, 168, this is $100, 116, 182, 152, 134, $50 gift, 174, I'm sorry, 177 in the back, 165, 113. This is harder than I thought. A $50 gift, 181, 185, 137. All right, $25 gift. Great. Thank you so much. Your support will help the 110. Your support will help the Street Rods complete that permanent fund that will provide those scholarships for a long time. $30,000 scholarships per year forever is their plan. So thank you for your support, and thank you for all you do for Confluence, and thank you to the Street Rods for your support. And who's up next? One thing about Abel and I, somebody else is coming up, Abel and I talked about, maybe what we should do is just auction off one of those cars out there tonight. Or whoever, we'll just, no, Sam? No, not gonna happen? Okay.
Thanks, Mark, for doing that. Thank you, everyone, for your support. I guess that's one of the downsides. When Mark said, who's up next, I'm sitting there just smiling and grinning, not paying attention. I didn't realize I'm up next, so I apologize for the delay here. But actually, we want to thank several folks again for supporting this event. One of the things, a video that Dr. Rutherford, we watched of Dr. Rutherford, is we want to thank Matt Nelson of our Confluence Health and Marketing Department. He does a really good job for Confluence Health in general, putting together these videos. And this was really a kind of almost a last minute deal that Matt was able to put that together for us. We'd also like to thank the chef for the convention center tonight, and Leonard Silva, and I don't think he's in the room, but hopefully you enjoyed your dinner tonight. And so, as you're departing tonight, if you've made a contribution to the permanent fund for the Wenatchee Valley Street Rods, please, in the back of the room, we have set up the ability for you to go ahead and cash out on that or fulfill your commitment at this time. Or obviously, you can always send in your contribution to the foundation. And I know that while I was sitting there, a number of people handed me different notes to say different things, and I left all those on the table right now. So Karen, what should I, you handed me one, I know, and I'm going to get in trouble if I don't, so. Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you to the group, Marlon, and I'm not sure who else, Sam, I think, and I'm not sure the third person who brought their cards tonight. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. And as Mark said, known to the guys, that we have silently auctioned off one of the cars. And so, and they're pointing to each other, of course. We'll let you know. Actually, whichever car comes in at the highest, we'll let you know, okay? But again, on behalf of the Confluence Health Foundation and the Board of Trustees, we want to thank each and every one tonight for attending our 27th annual Spirit of AZ Wells Award. And we hope that you've enjoyed this tonight, this evening. And we look forward to, oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, there's another, oh, thank you. I told you there's several things I know that I forget. And that's one of my board members. Actually, thank you, Greg Oakes and Sue Osborne, for reminding me. My comments are on your tables, as we always say, are the flower arrangements and the little sports cars that they have picked out. So if you'd like to take those home, those are for a please make a donation. You can leave it at the back on your way out. Typically, I think the script says for me to say something about for a small or large donation. I prefer it to be a large donation for those. Take them home tonight. But thank you so much for everyone who attended to support the Wenatchee Valley Street Rod Group for the amazing work they've done over many, many years as part of the guild. So that concludes the evening, and please feel free to continue to socialize if you'd like. Oh, I'm sorry, here's another reminder. Okay, the group here, the Wenatchee Valley Street Rods, Ann has requested that you come to the front again, down here in front, to get a group photograph. So don't leave, and please come up as soon as we're have finished here. Other than that, okay, anyone else have a reminder for me? Okay, I'm going to give you a few seconds here. All right, hearing none, I will say that this evening is concluded. Thank you very much.